What's up, guys and gals, and welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today, we're taking a look at a very early version of a little game called Autonauts. If you haven't heard of Autonauts, it's basically if you took, like, Feed the Beast and you made it top-down, and you took some of the Factorio elements and other things like that, but you also integrated robots into the whole thing. So rather than using conveyor belts to get all the jobs done, you have little, like, these right here are like blanks, and you can turn them into, like, real robots and stuff like that, and then they'll come through and they'll actually do the tasks for you so that you don't need conveyor belts. Now, obviously, I'm sure you can't have a construction game like Feed the Beast or Factorio or whatever without conveyor belts, so I bet they're in here somewhere. But the truth of the matter is, we're going to be playing the game a little bit today. Hopefully, we can figure it out together. It does seem like the game has a little bit of a learning curve, but through the power of editing, I'm going to see if I can make it happen, because inflecting my voice... Do I have a cheeseburger backpack? Dude, I have like a cheeseburger backpack. It's got lettuce on it, though, man. Who puts lettuce on a burger? That's not right. I'd like to imagine that the red is tomato, too. This is not the burger for me. It's got the lettuce, and it's got the tomato. Instead, what I would really prefer is that you have, like, the burger... and then, like, you have some... I'm going to say that's barbecue sauce because that makes me feel a little bit better. And then that's, like, cheese. But we'll call the green stuff, I don't know, avocado or something. Avocado and barbecue sauce go together, right? Avocado goes well with everything. So to start things out, it's actually pretty easy to move around in this game. You click, and you'll move in between locations. If you left-click on objects, she will pick up the stick, like so. We can explore other areas where there's fog of war, and you will see that there's a lovely cow over here who's headbanging or something, doing some kind of weird cow gangster shit. Over on this side, we've got ourselves a stone quarry. We've got some mushrooms laying around. The map is not enormous, but it's fairly expansive. I mean, you can run all over the place and kind of get the whole thing uncovered looking for resources that you want. I'm going to assume that this is another forest tile right here. This is more than likely some kind of clay. I don't know. Let's go look. You can scroll up and down with the middle mouse wheel, moving around with left click. You can drop things on the ground with right click, and that's going to become important because that's how you actually assemble items. So, like, if I take a tree, or I'm sorry, if I take a stick and I take a rock and I drop them in the same spot and then I click on it, actually, it might be two sticks. There we go. So you take the rock in your hand, and you walk over the top, and you click on it. We can make an axe or a shovel. I'm going to start out with an axe, and we're going to do some weird wobbly undulating thing right there. And apparently now we have a mystical wedged tool for us to knock down trees with, because obviously it's much better than using our teeth. So saith my dentist. God, such a prude. Why is he against my progress? So if we left-click on a tree, it should start knocking it down. Yeah, there it goes, and we'll start getting actual logs that we can use to construct stuff. That's going to be important because until we build a house with like a floor, we're not going to be able to build the vast majority of the machinery in the game to get things working. Most stuff in this game requires some kind of civilized floor underneath your feet, and so I will do my best to be as civilized as possible along the way. Now that the trees are chopped down, that's 1 floor, 2 floor, 3 floors. We'll go for 4 floors to start out with, just to make sure that we got enough space, and each one's going to take 2 logs. Once we've got that, we can go to the, I think you press E, yeah, that's what it is. You press E, and then we're going to need, let's see, we want simple flooring is what we're looking at for right now. Simple flooring, we're going to keep it boring. I'm going to put it right here, right here, right here, and right there. Looks good to me. And if we mouse over, it'll tell us what we need to build that foundation. And the answer to that question is logs, log. No, don't chop that log. Don't chop that log. Oh, you bastard. How could you? How could you? Okay, don't take... Oh, I can make planks, though. That's pretty sweet. Can I pick up more than 1 log, or is this kind of like a... All right, I got to pick up multiple logs. If we right-click the log on the location we want it to go, it'll start building that floor. So let's go ahead and get this done. And now that we've got the floor in place, we should be able to make, like, workshops and some other little things that are going to make this a tad simpler. Now, we are at a bit of an impasse. If we wanted to, I think you can build walls around here somewhere, and we can put walls around the outside of this thing. But, as you can see, there are a number of machines that we can make. I think we want to make a crude bench saw first. I think that's the first one that we want to go for, so maybe we'll do that. Sounds good to me. Let's see what a crude bench saw does. So it takes 4 planks, 2 logs, and a rock. So I'm going to have to press I, and then I'm going to bring my axe back up, and we're going to need some more planks. So let's chop down a couple of pine trees. Something tells me the forest is really going to sort of take the blunt of our industrialization. That's what's going to happen here. They're just going to have to live with it. We got a couple of planks right there. I will chop... Oh, it looks like my axe broke because she was making little Cubert-styled swear words up above her head. Okay, that's fine. We got plenty of other stuff to make more axes. It'll be okay. We'll make another one right here. Wobbity drop, making a big axe spot. All right, so we got the axe now. Let's go ahead and chop that into planks because we needed how many? We needed 4 planks. Well, there's our 4 planks. We needed 1 stone and 2 logs. Is there another log laying around here somewhere? No, there is not. So let's do that very rapidly, and then we'll assemble all the parts. There's our... No! I accidentally chopped it. Damn. Misclicks. How dare you misclick? All right, so we're going to go There. Now we will take that off. We will grab the log. We will take this over here because we need 2 of these. Nice short little walk to make this happen. There we go. We'll drop that on into the assembly, and we'll see what this thing can do for us. I don't know if I should make like a bot assembler first or what I should do, but I'm going to build a couple of workbenches anyways because we could have a bunch of bots, but they're basically going to be like unemployed if there's no machinery for them to use. So let's make some machinery. There we go. We got that all nice and covered. We have tree seeds over here. We should probably plant those, I think. It's probably in our best interest to make sure we don't completely and totally deforest the entire area. Having some kind of sustainable way to get more wood is probably a good idea. So we'll drop that in right there. And there is our bench saw. So it requires a log, and my guess is that it automated makes... Can I turn this on and off? Like, how does this work? So I can make poles with it, too. That's pretty sweet. So we can actually use that as a polling device, too. Not for voting or whatever, but if I had a vote, my vote would be that we should make some poles because I guess we're probably going to need them. Let's figure out what we should probably assemble next. Oh, we've got a worker assembler over here. I don't know what a worker assembler is going to cost me. One might assume that it's going to be... Sure, I'll kind of sit it off to the side over here. I want to keep it out of my really good building space, so maybe we'll put the worker assembler, like... I don't know. Right there seems okay to me. What's it going to take to build that? Do we need poles? Okay, so we're going to need planks, we're going to need poles, and we're going to need logs. We have the planks. That's the good news. And so there we go. The planks are already in. We need poles, though. So let's chop a few more trees. And actually, I'm going to pick up these tree seeds real fast. I'm going to see if I can plant these. So if I pick this up, can I plant that in the earth? Like, let's say, strike the ground. Or do I have to do something? I wonder if I have to make a shovel in order to do that. I like games that have a little bit of exploration to them. Games that, like, make you figure things out. So if I... it looks like we can actually dig holes in the ground. I can't wait till this game has music. I think this game would definitely benefit from a little bit of, like, cutesy Mario music, don't you? That's what it's going to need to sell the experience. It's important that, like, the music of your game match the tone. So we've got a tree seed hole right there. Go ahead and plant the seed then. And that's how you plant a seed, apparently. Although all of the seeds have actually been... They've disappeared. No! Seeds, why? Seeds, why? I need you so that I can have my own little forest over here. That's all that I've ever wanted is my own personal forest. I don't think it's too much to ask for in life. So I've placed all the logs inside the assembler. We've got 2 poles that we're going to need right here. Let's see how this machine works. Alright, so I've also found something else out that's kind of interesting. We can actually store even big stuff like logs inside of our inventory if we've got it inside of our hands. Let's go ahead, and I think what I'm going to try and do is let's see if I can get this working. So we go to the bench saw. Jesus. Okay, well, I figured out how it works. So you go, you put the setting on here. So we put it on pole, and then once we've put it on pole, sorry, planks, you're going to have to, like, go over here for a minute. I'll drop you guys over on that side. And then once you've put it on a setting, what you've got to do is you stand on the little runway symbol right here, the little chevrons, and then once you stand on those, you right-click, and it should work. Now, it looks like there's a reason why. So pole require... Oh, we put planks in for poles. So I had it right before. I just messed it up. So it takes a plank for a pole. Let's go ahead and try this. There we go. It was telling me what the problem was. And it looks like we get 4 poles out when we do that. Let's take those down to our worker assembler. And I kind of like this game so far. I'm actually sort of impressed with it. Like, they were warning you on the page when I downloaded it. They were like, this game is completely free, by the way. You can go play it right now if you want to play it by yourself and see what kind of cool stuff you can assemble. I'll put the link for you down below. But I was like, you know, we'll see what's going on with it. There's a lot of assembly games and stuff like that, but you expect it to be buggier and, like, crashier, not working quite as well. There's my pine trees over there. So, with the worker assemblers, we need 4 planks, 4 poles, and a crude gear. Okay, let's pick up this worker over here, and what I'm going to do is he's very upset about it. He's not happy about me picking him up. I'm actually going to start placing all of the errant workers over here by the worker assembler just so they're nice and close. Can I put them in my inventory? No, I can't just carry around a whole bunch of robot drones with me. Okay. Well, we'll put them all over here so that they can wallow in the sorrow of their unemployment. Together, to me, for me, IRL. So in order to get gears, we've got to figure out what... I bet it's a workbench or something like that. Let's go ahead and have a look at our workbench here. So it looks like we've got an assembly line right there. I'm just going to kind of keep all this stuff right next to each other, and we can do poles. So I've got 2 poles. We need 2 poles, 2 logs, and 2 stone. All right, well, there's our 2 poles. That's already done. The 2 stones should be easy enough. Wait, do I need 2 more? Did it need 4? Might have needed 4. I'll pick up some rocks, and we'll make that happen, too. Rocks, where are you? Singing a rocky song. Started off a little rocky, but now it's getting better. All right, so I've got logs. I think I've got more logs inside my inventory too, so there's one right there. And then we needed some poles. That's going to be easy enough to get because we've got planks on this side. So let's go ahead and we'll saw that on up. I love the little sound effect right there and the fact that they've actually animated the benches. That's a very good thing. That shows a good sign because it shows that developers have a care for like the presentation of their game, which some developers just want to get like the raw functionality out and they don't even care with this. So what can I make over here? We can make flails, sickles, scythes, hoes, crude gear. There it is. So we've got crude gear. That requires a plank. Luckily, I have those. So let's go ahead and make ourselves a whole bunch of gears so that we can start crafting ourselves some robots. I don't know how this is going to go along the way. It looks like we get 1 gear per plank that we put in. That's going to be the one that was required. So we'll throw that in right there. With the other stuff, we needed poles. We needed, okay, so we're going to need poles and planks. Let me go ahead and chop some trees and we'll get to work here. Actually, I have planks. I have loads of planks. Let's go ahead and take all those planks out of my inventory. Bam, bam, bam. Good. And then these will supply us with the poles that we need by taking them on back to our workbench and having them sawed. There it is. Did you see what I saw? I see, said the blind man as he picked up the hammer and saw. My dad used to say that all the time when I was a kid, and it used to drive me nuts. It was one of those things that, like, when you're, like, 9 years old, you're like, wait, what? Wait a minute. And you start thinking about it in your head, but you're like, but which is it? And then he'd just sit there and laugh at you. Ooh, hey, what's up? A crude worker bot. Well, maybe these are not what I thought they were. What do you do? Robot, like, what is your function? What makes you happy, robot? So if I put you down right there, how do you work? So I think the way that this works is that we hit the space bar. This guy's name is Luke. That gets his attention. And then, oh, Luke's brain. So he's got 16 kilobytes of memory right now. I can teach him things. So what can I teach him? No, we're not going to do that right now. Maybe that got a little scary. The screen started flashing like we were about to be attacked by some Romulans or something. I'm going to let that go. Instead, I will trade with you, sir. I will give... Oh, the robot's got an axe, dude. If he ever figures out that he doesn't need me anymore, we have some serious problems. So if I want him to... Oh, I need it. Maybe I have to show him how to do the thing. Let's see if he learns from watching me do it or if he learns from some other weird cryptic method. So I click on him. We go to teach. And then let's say that I chop down a tree. Did that do it? Use held item. Okay, so move to 2020. I guess 227, 122. Use held item. So I think he actually, that's used up, it looks like we use up a kilobyte for every little thing that we do. So like I can teach him to pick this up. So go chop a tree, pick this up, come back, turn it into poles. And then from there I could probably tell him to take the poles and put them in some kind of box or receptacle or something like that. Go! Do your thing. All right, little lackluster. It's okay. I wanted you to, I mean, I thought that maybe he would take a little bit of initiative here, robot, and you would just know that you're supposed to be chopping trees, and so he would just become a merry little lumberjack going out through here and murdering everything. And then I would make a robot that would dig holes, and another robot that would plant seeds, and then another robot that would pick up the logs and bring them back to log storage. That's what I was thinking. So this is going to get a little bit more complicated than I thought it was going to be. Let's see here. So if I take... There it is. Find nearest pine tree and use hell item. Yeah. Sounds good to me. Let's put that on. Go! Nearest pine tree. Chop! Oh, you can. So you actually don't have to give them direct coordinates. I think it's just because I clicked on the space next to the tree before I did it. So you can actually have him do his thing. Nice. Okay, so let's get another worker bot built. If we can make another worker bot, we can have him gather up the logs and bring them over to here. Let me see if maybe... I'm going to do some simple flooring real fast. I'm going to need some more space. I'm going to need a lot more space. So let's go ahead and expand this out. I don't know how I get rid of these bushes over here, but my assumption is that, I don't know, you throw shoes at him or something. That might work. He's doing a pretty good job on those trees, man. He's becoming like a natural terror. Like he's being like the dude right now. It's a little concerning. Oh, he's got a battery too. Look, his battery ran out. Whoa, 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 whoa. I was just learning to love. All right, so we'll make ourselves a axe. And then what I want to do is we got to get these tree seeds. I need to pick these up so that they don't get wasted because I've got to replant my forest over here. And then we'll make a robot that digs holes. We'll make a robot that plants seeds. We'll make a robot that hauls the logs. And then we'll make a robot that apparently changes batteries. We're going to need robots that, like, change each other's batteries on alternate cycles, too. I just want to save as many of these seeds that I can. There we go. So how do I refill a battery, I wonder? Oh, I just click on him, and it recharges his battery. Okay. Oh, he's got a little wind-up thing on the back of him. He's got a little turnkey like old toys. Okay, that's cool. Such a turnkey robot. All right, so let me get I'm going to plant some of these seeds real fast by hand, and then we'll deal with the rest of this. And as you can see, when he runs out of trees, it looks like he goes idle. So let me go ahead. I love that little animation right there. Like the little animation when he puts the seed in the ground, even if that's just a work in progress, like it still looks good because it's a game about robots. And so I think if the animations actually look a little robotic, it wouldn't hurt the game at all. In fact, it makes it a little bit more adorable. There we go. So we've planted all these tree seeds, and they should start to grow, and as soon as they're grown, he'll get back to chopping logs. I need more robots so that they can find nearest log, and then they can take it back to... Okay, I know what I'm trying to do now. Let me build this floor, and we'll see how much further we can take this. It does look like the robot is subject to his axe breaking, which I think is going to be a problem. I don't know if I can set up stipulations in his programming where if tool breaks, then go to tool chest and take axe out. Like he'll come back over here, grab an axe and do his thing. Or go to nearest axe would be the next part that I would put inside of there if he doesn't have one. So periodically he would check to get himself a new axe. I don't know what the best thing to do there is. But I'm going to give him an axe so he can keep doing his job because I need more logs. The flooring is all nice and done, so now what I'd like to do is I'd like to make a robot who just dances the dance of the sun god all day. Because I'm wasteful like that. So you know what? We're going to make a sun god dancing robot. Oh, new robot. All right, robot. You need to come with me, and you are going to dance the dance of the sun god over here. Just to make sure that good things happen and we don't have a failure of a harvest. So, Ivor, I'm going to teach you a thing. Your job is now to go to here, and then to go to here, and then to go to here, and then to go to here. And then you will repeat that forever. Go! Yay! Dance the dance of the sun god, noble robot! Dance for me! Dance, robot! Dance! Your life is futile, your only function is walking in circles. Walk, robot! Walk! The next thing I need to do is orchestrate storage for like half the bullshit I'm carrying around because I have way too many like walnuts and shit. So I'm going to dig up these bushes very quickly to get them all out of the way so that I can put in further flooring. But I'm thinking what I want right now are storage mediums. I think if I could get like a storage media over here, I think that would work out pretty well. What kind of... So we have fertilizer, simple flooring, bench saws, metal workbenches. We have windmills, butter churns, crude huts. These are not the things that I want, though. General storage. Sorry, I was right there at the top. I missed it. I walked right by it. So we will take a general storage, and we will build one right there. We will take a general storage, and basically I'll just space them one downwards like so, all the way down. For right now, what we really want is we want somebody to go find acorns, and we want to bring them back to acorn storage. So if I could put in an acorn storage right there, that'd work too. And this is all going to take planks. So this is going to be... Oh, that's not what I wanted you to do, but okay, that's fine. You can dig a hole. I'm going to have to dig a hole at some point just so I can put in some of these acorns. What we need to do right now is we need... No! The dance to the sun god has failed! Our harvest will falter! We will all die! There we go. All fixed up. So for our first storage, we're going to put these in here. There we go. And so we've got a storage. What I would like storage to do... Is there a way for me to change the storage around? Ah, I figured it out. So you just put the object in there that you want it to become, essentially. And so what I would like to do now is, can I give him extra behaviors once all the trees are down? Let me see what I can do here, because if I can make him... So we'll say stop your current activity. And then what we'll do is we will teach you, because obviously he's got a little bit more memory left. All the seeds are gone, so we don't want that. That's unfortunate. What I will tell him to do, though, is to take tree seeds back over to this box. And so let me turn that off. Then we'll say I've got a tree seed right there. We'll talk to him, and then we'll say stop. We'll teach him to go and pick up the tree seed and then take it to general storage. No, that is not what I wanted you to do. Good lord. So pick up tree seed. Okay. And then add to general storage. Nice. All right. And so we'll put that on repeat. Go. But there's no tree seeds around because I haven't dropped any. Let's test it and see if it works. So there it is. I assume he's going to have to go through his cycle in order to get that done. Or maybe it's done by criteria too. He has to be able to do the previous jobs before he can do that job. So if the previous jobs are not enabled, he will not actually be able to do the thing that I want him to do. This might require some fiddling, but I am kind of obsessive about stuff like this. So use hell item, find nearest tree seed, move to tree seed, pick up tree seed, move to general storage, add to general storage. Okay. Yeah, it looks like if he can't do the previous activities, he's not going to do the next one, so it steps through iteratively. It doesn't have any fail parameter. So, for example, what I'm talking about there is it doesn't have a thing that says, if activity doesn't happen, then just go to the next one, because I think that would cause some terrifying shenanigans in a lot of cases. So what we'll do is we'll actually get these trees planted, which will take me a minute. So let me plant some trees. I need to drop that tree seed over here too. And now that I've got all of these planted, basically we just don't have enough robots right now to get the things done that I want to do. I mean, technically I could take Ivor, who's dancing to the sun god right now, and make him do it, but that kind of seems like a waste of resources, I'll be honest with you. It just seems like a bit much, and I would rather not. I don't know. Maybe we'll give him a job for right now. Stop dancing to the sun god. Stop dancing to the sun god. I'm going to teach you some new stuff. So, we'll go like this. Your job will be to follow me right now. Follow me, follow me, follow me, follow me. Get that log right now. Yep. Find nearest log. Then we take that. Oh, no. I'm teaching him to assemble. Never mind. I haven't built these yet. Shit. Well, on the plus side, Luke's back in business right now. We'll see if he actually does the tree seed thing that I wanted him to do. I'm making a bunch of planks at the moment to kind of solidify my supply. Ah, so if the tree doesn't drop an acorn, he runs into an issue there as well. But trees, I thought, always dropped acorns, so that's going to be a fundamental problem. That's going to be a big problem. I can kick him out of it real fast, I think, by dropping that right there. And then he'll go and do it. Yup, there it is. So he's going to pick that up, and we'll see if he takes it to general storage. So the next big thing we need to get done is I need to finish off my storage. So I've got enough planks here to really make this happen. Let's go ahead and we'll throw some planks and create these storage mediums over here. These media, I suppose how you pluralize that, I think. And then once we got that, there we go. Perfect. I don't know what those are going to store yet. Probably completed stuff. Instead, I needed to put like a generic wood storage over here too. So let's put a generic storage right there. That's going to be for logs. That one's going to be for acorns. This one's going to be for axes. This one's going to be for shovels. And then once we get that done, I'll have somebody assemble axes and somebody assemble shovels. But as it stands right now, the big issue I'm running into with a lot of my robots is that they don't have a fail criteria. So if they fail any of these tasks, they will automatically freak the shit out and just stop working. I don't know if maybe later on better robots will actually, if this doesn't work, then they just go to the next thing and try again. But the thing that I ran into is I tried to program this guy to both harvest trees and also put tree seeds inside of tree storage. The issue that we're running into is the tree does not always drop a seed. And so in the case that it doesn't drop a seed, it's just like, well, shit. And there's no way to get rid of different behaviors. So for example, say stop and we go to teach right here. If I want him to do a thing, until it fails, I can't put a line here. So what I wanted it to do ideally is I wanted him to chop trees. Once he runs out of trees, there would be a line right here. And so if he can't do the final activity or any of the activities inside this bracket, he begins gathering tree seeds and putting them inside of storage until that fails, and then he repeats back over to here. Unfortunately, I don't know the exact syntax to get that to work for right now. It's kind of scary. So unfortunately, until I can get that to work, I think we need to keep them to simple tasks. Like very, very simple tasks, like go chop tree. Tree all gone. Stand there until more tree grow. Then we have another robot that specifically digs holes. Another robot that specifically plants seeds. Like, essentially, they need to be able to do the thing that... Because at some point, they're going to fail. And until I get like maybe later you get like if or like for resolutions. But as of right now, we don't have that. It is entirely possible that later on we'll be able to make better, basic worker bots that maybe allow us to use if, fors, and ands and all that kind of stuff. But for right now, we don't have that. For a basic worker bot, what's that going to take? So for a basic accrued worker bot versus a basic worker bot, what's the difference? Let's make one of the basic ones real fast and kind of see what happens there. Oh, it looks like I can't. It doesn't want to use the wooden gear in order to do it. That's fine. I'll save the wooden gear for later. Not a big deal then. This guy's low on batteries, so let's get him wound back up here. I've also got to change his behavior so that he's not doing the tree seed thing anymore. So let's go ahead and we will... There we go. And so we'll just tell him to chop trees forever, since that's apparently what he's meant to do in life. It would appear as though his axe done broke again. Unfortunately, I can't really do a whole lot. I can give him my axe, I guess. And my axe. Hey, Luke, what are you doing back here? I'll chop this tree down so it's not in the way. There we go. I know it looks like I'm hitting you with an axe, and believe me, I really do want to. Here, take this axe right here and do your tree business. Then we'll take this guy over here, and we'll make him the acorn gatherer. Instead of doing his dance to nature, I will teach you to come pick up a tree seed. That was not what I wanted. Find nearest tree seed, and then take to general storage. There we go. And then we'll put that on forever and go. He will now gather tree seeds for us so that it's all nice and done. Let's see if this fails when he tries to put it inside of the crate. No, it worked. Good. Fantastic. That means we've at least got a little bit of automation over here. I am, however, going to have to plant a whole bunch more stuff, make a huge amount more shovels. I mean, automating this thing is going to be a nightmare, and it's going to be a slow process of adding, like, one more robot, essentially, to each one. Just being like, one more robot, one more robot, one more robot, and each one does like a basic functional thing. I'm hoping the better robots have the ability to use if, and for loops, because if they do, then you can make contingencies for if like their jobs fail. What do they do if that happens? And sometimes it's as simple as saying, hey, if you fail at this step, restart the entire process. Pretty much it. Or if you fail at any step, restart the process, so that, you know, once the criteria, it's constantly running that criteria in its head, being like, all right, I'm supposed to reset and restart. So the second a tree grows, then he's like, okay, well, I couldn't drop that off over there, so I guess I'll go back to chopping trees. That's essentially what I'm hoping will be inside of there. Can I do anything with this cow? It says that the cow is full. What do I do with a full cow? I think these are supposed to be naked humans. I'm pretty sure these are naked humans. They aren't... I don't think they're actually like blank robots. I think they're naked humans now that I've looked at them a little bit more. They have belly buttons. And what kind of robot has a belly button, dude? Robots don't have belly buttons. They definitely do not have belly buttons. I can tell you that much right now. Aside from that, I hope you guys have enjoyed this so far. This game's called Autonauts. If you want to see a little bit more, let me know, and we can continue fiddling around with the intricacies of the system. We've got some workbenches. There are a lot more things for us to build inside the confines of this episode, so we should be able to do that. But up until then, I will see you all a little bit later. Thank you for stopping on in. Hi to everybody.